It's time for the Left of Lansing Friday Short with Pat Johnston.
From high atop the Left of Lansing studios, otherwise known as my attic, this is the Left of Lansing Friday Short for July 12th of 2024. I'm Pat Johnston. For those of you who listen to this week's past episode or who follow me on social media, you know where I stand when it comes to what I think President Biden should do this election. I'm not hid from his hideous debate from last month, and I've been pretty critical of both he and his campaign over the last few weeks. And I said that I do wish that Biden would pass the torch to help give Democrats a better shot at retaining both the White House and the U.S. Senate, but also at gaining control of the U.S. House of Representatives, but even more importantly for here in the state of Michigan, to help Democrats retain control and increase their numbers in the state House. Again, I could be disastrously wrong, and it wouldn't be the first time that I've been wrong about anything. Many believe that Biden is still the best hope that we have at defeating Trump and MAGA fascism. And if Biden does remain in the race, he's got my vote. And I hope that those who are arguing for Biden to remain in the race, I hope they're right. I really do. And I hope that if he wins in November, I hope that so many of you will email me, will contact me on social media, and will find me here on YouTube and say, "Ha, Pat, you were wrong. We were right. You were wrong." And guess what? If that does indeed happen, I will be the happiest person in the country, because that will mean not only was I wrong, but that will mean that we defeated MAGA fascism. And that is still the primary goal, no matter what. But despite what I think Biden's role should be in this election, he's at least given some interviews, he's held a NATO summit, and he gave a press conference the other day that almost lasted an hour. True, there were some mishaps, we know that, but still he did them. And the corporate media have really been on this feeding frenzy on Joe Biden, some of it fair and some of it quite bizarre and ridiculous. Which is why I'm wondering, when will the corporate media demand that their dear leader, Donald Trump, hold a similar hour-long press conference in front of the country? All dear leader does is appear at his cult rallies, do softball interviews, and they're edited interviews, by the way, with the likes of Christian nationalist clowns like Sean Hannity. Where's the corporate media calling for Trump to appear in front of them and in front of the country for an entire hour? I mean, they are the ones who declare that democracy dies in darkness. Yet, that's where Trump has basically been hiding out since the debate. However, though, he did host Hungarian authoritarian Viktor Orban at his Mar-a-Lago home this week. Orban is a strong man, which is why Trump likes him, strong man, who is dismantling that country's democratic institutions like freedom of the press. Not that any of that really matters, though. But Orban also preaches against what he calls race mixing, and he and his followers believe that it is a threat to their white Christian nationalist movement. Sort of sounds familiar to what's happening here in the U.S. with the MAGA movement, doesn't it? But where's the outrage from the corporate press? There's no outrage. They're quiet. I'm just hearing crickets. Where's the repeated sound bites of dear leader Trump's numerous flubs, glitches, and incoherent moments? Where's the corporate media demanding Trump answer for having a leader who pushes eugenics and who holds no desire for democracy? Where's the corporate media demanding that Trump answer for giving a speech at an anti-union shop when he visited Michigan during the UAW strike last fall? I haven't heard anything. Where's the corporate media demanding how Trump couldn't possibly know about the corporate white Christian nationalist manifesto known as Project 2025, which could have dire consequences for Michiganders and also millions of Americans across the country through banning contraception, abortion care, Head Start, which would affect 30,000 kids in the state of Michigan, and also allowing corporations to do whatever they want. Oh, you know what? I think I found it. Maybe that last part says it all. Because as Bloomberg reporter David Gura reported, CNN CEO David Zaslav told a group of elites in Idaho that he doesn't really care who wins the election. Doesn't matter to him. just as long as they get the opportunity for deregulation so that companies can consolidate. As I've said, the corporate class is always okay with a little fascism, just as long as they benefit financially, while the rest of us are left fending for ourselves. And maybe that's why the corporate media isn't holding dear leader Trump to the same standard. Always follow the money. leftoflansing@gmail.com is the best way to reach me. Subscribe to the podcast and also subscribe to Left of Lansing on YouTube. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, the Gram, and Facebook. Take the battle to them.